Welcome to Mr. White's AV Tech Tutorials. Welcome to the Logic tutorial. We're going to talk about importing and editing in this one. And we're going to also discuss automation such as plugins. First thing I want you to do is locate the audio or video and drag it in just like this as I do it over and over again. Yes, I am repeating the move. And yeah, that green plus says, hey, you're about to add me to this project. All right. So we added the audio to our project and there it is. Kind of getting a listen. I want to trim the silence at the beginning, so I'm going to drag the playhead where I want to start. That's my playhead. And now select the track. And the track will turn light blue when selected. Now to trim it, we're going to do Command T. Alright, drag the playhead where we want to cut the audio. Now Command T on our keyboard, Command T. Let me show that to you again. And yes, Command T. Alright, I'm going to trim. So now we're going to trim this. And I hit Command T to trim it. And see, I'm cutting all these different parts up. And now I'm just adding a new track and I can drag these to wherever I want them or delete them. This is a good way to line things up. Always remember to name your tracks. It's important. Let me show you how to do this. Double click the track, type in the name of the track. This way when you're moving around through the different tracks it's easier. Let me show you again. Super simple, just double click. Alright, now let's add music or videos. Very simple thing to do. Click on the Finder on your navigation bar, locate your movie file. Documents, I'm going to find this movie I'm looking for, and we're just going to drag it in. Once I get it lined up where I need for it to be, it's going to ask me if I want to open movie, yes, and extract the audio track. Okay, let's do that. I'm going to hit keep 25, and now I have the audio. At this point, I can do a couple things. I can mute it by pressing M, or I can highlight the track delete, which is what I choose to do. Alright, so now we have the movie in here. Very simple. A for automate. Alright, so press A on your keyboard. When you press it, you're going to see that main volume window pop open. It's going to be in yellow. Click on the actual track. The yellow line will appear. And now just start clicking on the line and these dots will pop up. These dots you can drag into different types of shapes. Depending on what type of effect you're using. With this particular effect, I can do sort of triangular type shapes and be able to do something that's a little bit more intricate. With something like semitones, as we'll use in our next example, it only allows me to draw in sort of a square format. Alright, so there I just drew a volume envelope, and I'm going to show you one more time, a little bit slower. I just want to know everyone is getting this. Alright. So we're hitting up this part again. Press A on your keyboard. You'll see some information. Most likely it's going to be the audio information. It'll appear in yellow under the track. Then I'm going to click on the actual track. The line appears. Now I'm going to double click on the line. The dots will pop up. And now I can start drawing out my volume envelope. And as you can see, as I'm drawing it out, you'll see some changes in my actual track information. It now is going to go up and down. And listen to this as I do it. And again. Yes, do experiment with this. Try this type of automation with a lot of different plugins. And now let's talk about plugins, about adding them in the mixer. Okay, so let's go find the mixer. We're going to go to Window. I'm going to go to Open Mixer. There's the volume fader, and that's our mixer window that's labeled. You'll see all the volumes moving up and down. And this is where you add your effects. Click there, and there's all your effects. For this one, I'm going to choose pitch. And now click where it says main volume. I'm going to go to semitones under that pitch effect I just added. And when I click on this track, look, the orange line appears. It's saying, hey, here's some more automation. Now I can start clicking on this, adding dots, but as I told you before, when we're doing things something as semitones, it's a little bit more squarish when I draw it. doesn't allow for the kind of triangle repeats. That's because of the nature of this type of thing. Alright, so I drew out this, and we're going to get a little listen to that here in a minute. But this is, again, this is just drawing automation on that same track, and here's what it sounds like. Alright. So think about when you're doing something like this, you can utilize it for different types of effects in your project. So maybe you want the sound of something going by real quick. You can use a volume envelope if you want something to, its pitch to change as it talks or make some kind of noise. You would use like a pitch envelope, etc. There's a lot more than what I'm showing here. You also notice I'm activating the track by pressing that power icon next to where I drew my automation. That means you're kind of muting the automation. All right, now on to time stretching. This has been asked of me many times, and now I'm going to demonstrate this to you. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click and drag in this area. I'm selecting this part of the track because that's where I want to time stretch to. So I'm going to do it again. This is also how you make a loop. As you can tell, the loop function pops up next to the record. And I'm just showing you a few times because I want you to understand this. Okay. So I have my track selected. I chose a particular area, and now I'm going to go to Edit, to Time Stretch, and Time Stretch Region to Locators, which is the yellow thing I just drew out. Now we're going to listen to it. And it sounded pretty funky. All right. Then I just undid with a Command Z, and that's how it sounds like without the time stretching. Now I'm going to go back, do this again, time stretch it once more, and here's how it sounds with time stretching. There we go. That's pretty awesome, right? Undoing it, Command Z. I'm going to do it one more time. Go to Edit, Time Stretch, and choose Time Stretch Region to Locators. Boom. It popped right where I needed it to, which was that pre-selected yellow line up top, which is also how I loop things. There we go, undoing it. That's how it sounds without time stretching. And once again, let me show you. Go to Time Stretch and choose Time Stretch Region to Locators.